live on YouTube now, inshallah. Ozzy, you can start.
Bismillah, salatu wassalam, rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Sorry for the slight delay. We were just having one or two issues technically, but alhamdulillah, that's all being resolved, my dear brothers and sisters. So we're going to move straight into the Q&A, and that's the question and answers where you guys at home get to pose your question to our Sheikh Haytham Al-Haddad. So my dear brothers and sisters, without further ado, I need you to log on to menti.com and type in 726842. So that's 726842. You go there, you can pose a question, and then we'll ask that question respectively to the Sheikh. So Sheikh, we have a question that came through, and the question is in regards to a brother, and he says, I believe it was a brother, he says, what do you advise about young people getting married early, or people getting married at a young age?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Welcome back, my dear respected brothers and sisters. But this question, what does he mean? What do you mean by?
So he asked, is it advisable, maybe if we rephrase slightly, is it advisable to get married at a young age?
Yeah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. See, this depends on the situation of the individual, and the surrounding circumstances around him or her. Now, some people, they want to get married early, but they are not ready mentally, not physically, mentally, psychologically, experience-wise, from different perspectives. So the problem is those brothers and sisters might get married, and then they might commit major mistakes in their marriage, and that will have a major impact on their life. But if they are ready in terms of mentality, experience, maturity, then definitely the earlier you do it is the better. Now, young age is subjective. Some people might consider 25 is young. Some people might consider 20 is young. Some people might consider 30 is young. But why did I say this? Some people might say that I haven't changed my mind. Maybe I haven't changed my mind, but why do I see that? Because in the last few years, we noticed that many of the young people, they are mature from certain perspectives, but they are not mature enough socially. They are not mature enough to establish families. Unfortunately, we as a community have to work together to help them to be mature, mainly from a social perspective, taking responsibilities, understanding the requirements of living with another person, observing certain etiquettes in order to maintain a good relationship with your life mate.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Sheikh, we have a question the individual is asking. In Ramadan, which is more rewarding, Nawafil Salah or reciting Quran? Which should we spend more time on?
Good question. I think we mentioned yesterday that the best action a person can be involved in is Salah. And if he recites Quran, because the Prophet ﷺ said, أحب الأعمال إلى وقتها الصلاة. أحب الأعمال إلى الله الصلاة لوقتها. It is the most beloved act to Allah Jalla wa Ala. And it is the second pillar of Islam. This shows the status of as-salah. Yeah. And Qiyamul Layl is the most beloved act during night prayer. And the first thing the person will be held accountable for, as the Prophet ﷺ, is salah. Anyway, all of these confirm or come together to confirm that the salah is the most rewarded action. Yeah. Now, if you add to the salah recitation of Quran, then this is the best you can do. So, for example, and that's why Qiyamul Layl, where the person reads Quran, reflects over Quran, it is nothing like Qiyamul Layl. And the Prophet ﷺ said, and you should know that Sharaf al-Mu'min Qiyamuhu bil-Layl, the honor of the believer is establishing Qiyamul Layl. كانوا قليلا من الليل ما يهجعون. So if you can read long Quran in your nafil salah, then this is the best. Now, however, there are certain times that you cannot read nafil salah, okay, such as after Asr. In that case, what are you going to do? Read Quran. This is the best you can do in Ramadan. After Fajr, you cannot pray unless the sun rises, okay? So what do? You do your adhkar and you read Quran, okay? Similarly, other times you might not be able to pray nafil, so read Quran. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair. Sheikh, there was a question that was posed by a brother yesterday, and I think it's important in regards to this. He mentioned about i'tikaf, that he's someone who does it regularly, and he wants to know, is there a way that we can possibly do that at home, or is this something that you'd advise potentially to do in the last 10 nights within the house?
Yeah, this is a very, very good question. Very good question. Yeah, see, i'tikaf has two sides. Okay, the first side is you are waiting for salah and you are sitting after the salah. Okay, both of them are very rewarding acts. The Prophet ﷺ in Hadith Abi Huraira, he says, "Al-malaikatu tusalli ala ahadikum ma zala fi musalla." The angels are sending salah and sending salah upon the person as far as he is in salah. Okay, and then the Prophet ﷺ says, وَلَا يَزَالُ أَحَدُكُمْ فِي صَلَاةٍ مَنْ تَظَرَ الصَّلَاةِ. And the person, he is rewarded or he is treated by Allah Jalla wa Ala as if he is praying, yeah, whenever he prays, whenever he is sitting to wait for salah. So these normally happen in a very good way during i'tikaf. Okay, now on top of that, the person is just living in the masjid, is staying in the most blessed place. And as you know that the Prophet ﷺ said, the most beloved place to Allah Jalla wa Ala on earth are the masajid. So now there are two sides of the i'tikaf. Waiting for salah, sitting after the salah, okay? And the second thing is staying in the masjid. Now, staying in the masjid cannot happen if you are locked down at home. But my dear respected brothers and sisters, I'm really very happy for this question. Do the second part, which is staying in your place after salah as long as you can. So when you pray in your room, stay in that place with the intention that you are staying after salah. And okay, if you can, when you are about to pray, come early and stay in your place to wait for the salah, you will be rewarded, as the Prophet ﷺ said, yeah, the angels will make istighfar for you. Yes, this is if you are sitting after the salah, and you will be treated as if you are, okay, in salah, before salah. And the Prophet ﷺ, you can add to it the third thing that happens in i'tikaf, which is al-ribat. Al-ribat, the Prophet ﷺ said, waiting for the second salah or the next salah after your first salah. The Prophet ﷺ said, this is ribat, this is ribat, this is ribat, which is staying in your position. Normally ribat is mentioned in jihad, when the person is staying in his position to defend the Islam. So the Prophet ﷺ says, this is the ribat, okay, the non-jihad ribat, which is to stay in your position waiting for salah. So at least, my dear respected brothers and sisters, do this during Ramadan, and do this as much as you can during the last 10 days of Ramadan. Now, I have to say that some scholars, yeah, the Hanafi school of thought, allows women to do i'tikaf in the masjid of their houses. Okay. Now, it is true that some Hanafi scholars did not agree with this, but I think what they meant, yes, is that women do whatever we have mentioned, and they will get the rewards that we have mentioned. So they can do this. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair. There's a question, mashallah, related in the theme of what we're talking about. A young brother has said, my parents are telling me to do hifz, but I find it hard. What should I do?
Yep. Very good question. My dear respected brothers and sisters, this is my advice to everyone. Yeah, please listen. Wallahi, the best thing that you can attain in your life after the taqwa of Allah Jalla wa Ala, and it is part of the taqwa, is to memorize the Quran for the sake of Allah Jalla wa Ala. Do whatever you can do, my dear respected brothers and sisters, in order to memorize the Quran. Do whatever you can do to encourage your children to memorize the Quran. Do whatever you can do in order to encourage everyone to memorize the Quran. Do whatever you can do in order to help people to memorize the Quran. The best of you, as the Prophet ﷺ says in Hadith Uthman, are those who learned the Quran and they teach the Quran. Memorization of the Quran changes your life. Memorization of the Quran teaches you so many skills in your life. Memorization of the Quran transforms your life into the best you can do now and later. Memorization of the Quran opens the gates of goodness for you. I can talk more and more about the importance of memorization of Quran. My dear son, if your parents are pushing you to memorize the Quran, you are lucky. Listen to them. Listen to them. Later on, wallahi, you will kiss their feet. Please listen to me. Yes, that they pushed you to memorize the Quran. I have seen so many people regretting that their parents did not do whatever possible to push them, force them even to memorize the Quran. So be patient with your parents. Okay. This last thing I would like to say, my dear son, you know, Google it. Yeah, you will find so many people talking about it, that the worst enemy of the human being is himself. When he says, I can't do it, everyone is talking about it. Yeah. Once you say, I can't, then you are actually disabling yourself from even trying, and keep trying. I am preparing for this series, the 12 qualities of the successful people. And one of the key qualities is perseverance, commitment, resilience. Yeah. This, in reality, what does it mean? It means keep trying. And in a preparation for this, I was, reading, searching. Yes, among the things that I think all of us know is what Edison, who invented the light bulb. They said that he is the king of this trial and error. Yeah. And they said that he said that he tried 10,000 times. He tried different things to invent this bulb 10,000 times. He failed in 99 times, and then he got it in what? At the end. Yeah. So keep trying, my dear son, and at the end you will do it. And wallahi, once you do it, you will enjoy it. Listen to me, my dear son.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. There was a question in regards to Quran. A brother said there's now many classes and lectures that are happening online. Should I maybe focus more on the reciting of the Quran than attending these lectures, as we have Ramadan imminently upon us?
Or what? Yani, shall he focus on this, or what is the other option?
So should he focus more on the Quran than attending any of these online classes or events that are taking place?
You have to have a balance. Yeah, you have to have a balance. And I don't think that it is exclusively either this or that. No, you can do both. Don't tell me that you are listening to the Quran 24/7, or you are reading Quran 24/7, or you are studying Quran 24/7. Yeah? No. Okay. So learn Quran and learn certain aspects of your deen. Some of those lectures will motivate you to keep going. You need to learn certain other aspects of your deen. So have a balance, and inshallah, you can do both. The amount of barakah Quran will give you will allow you to do many other activities. Yeah.
Okay, mashallah. There was another question which said, what is the daily amount for fidya, and can I send my fidya abroad?
Okay. I think they are talking about the fidya of missing fasts.
Yes, correct.
Yeah? Allah Jalla wa Ala says in the Quran, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ طَعَامُ مِسْكِينٍ. Now, Allah Jalla wa Ala mentioned here that if you if you have an excuse because you are traveling, or you are ill and therefore you cannot fast, then the first option for you is to make those fasts up. Now, if you are in a situation that you cannot make them up, such as you are permanently ill, you are very old, okay, then you should pay the fidya. But if you are able to make them up even after 1 year or 2 years, then you should wait and make them up. Some other scholars said that the fidya is obligatory along with fasting those days that you missed for those who neglect making those days up in the coming year. So they left it for the following year with no excuse, Yeah, so they said as a for whatever they have done, okay, they neglected fasting in that year. If they neglected, not because of a valid excuse. If they have a valid excuse, then all what they need to do is to make those days up. But if they do not have a valid excuse, then they should pay the fidya and they should fast. So if, for example, they neglected maybe 6 days, yeah, they neglected making them up in the coming year, so they fasted those 6 days in the year after that. So they fasted, or they have to fast those 6 days, and they have to pay fidya. The amount of fidya is to feed one poor person per day. Sometimes you can feed one person number of days equal to the number of days that you have missed. That amount varies, okay, because a good meal maybe in the UK might cost around 10 pounds. Yeah, a good meal in Pakistan might cost 2 pounds or 1 pound. Okay, can you pay the fidya abroad? Yes, you can, no problem, inshallah.
Sheikh, just to clarify, so the fidya you would pay is £10, even though you're paying it in Pakistan, or would you be paying the fidya of
No.
£1 or £2 for Pakistan?
You are not paying 10 pounds. The fidya is feeding a poor person. Okay. So if you are feeding a poor person here, find out how much that costs per day. Yeah, I just gave an example.
Yes.
Find out how much that costs and, okay, pay him, or pay him in order for him to buy food, by the way. Okay, but if you know that he's going to keep the money, that is not allowed. Yeah, and that will not make the fidya. So if he is going to buy food for that money, then yes. Otherwise, you buy food for him and give it to him, or give it to a charity. This is the best option. Give it to a charity that can buy food and distribute it to poor people, either here or there. Check how much that will cost by that charity.
Jazakallah. Sheikh, there's often a question that comes around at this time of year and generally in regards to those sisters who are currently either pregnant or breastfeeding. What is their situation? Can they pay fidya? Do they have to make up the fast? What is best for them?
Okay. This question, to be honest with you, I'm really surprised that people are still asking this question, because this is becoming a well-known discussion that sisters who still have not make up those days that they missed from last Ramadan. Now we have 10 or less days until next Ramadan. The best thing is to make them up before Ramadan. Okay, we says, Allah Jalla wa Ala said, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. Yeah, and as many scholars have said, that the hamil and the murdi, Anas ibn Malik says that Allah Jalla wa Ala dropped half of the salah from the musafir, and it dropped sawm from those who are hamil and murdi, pregnant and breastfeeding. Therefore, okay, if you can make up those days before next Ramadan, you should do so. If you cannot, due to a valid reason, then after Ramadan, make those days up, please. Yeah, if you have no valid reason for not fasting them until next Ramadan, then after this coming Ramadan, make them up and pay fidya per day, okay, for those days that you have delayed until the following Ramadan.
Sheikh, the next question is from a family, and the family have said, what can a family do to help their mother who has COVID-19 and remains in hospital? Our mother is very unwell and has already existing underlying conditions. The family feel helpless that they can't see her or care for her.
Yeah. Yes, my dear respected brother or sister, first of all of us, yeah, let us say, Ya Allah, let us ask Allah Jalla wa Ala to make the situation of your mother better, to give her shifa, give her recovery, to make things easy for her, and to decree the best for her in the dunya and in the akhirah. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. We ask Allah Jalla wa Ala to make her strong even if she is ill, to observe her salah, her dhikr, and to observe a connection with you. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah. May Allah make it easy for her and give her shifa and give her strength. The key thing, my dear brother, my dear sister, is to make dua for your mother. Yeah, this is the best thing. If there is a way to be safe and to visit her, I don't know about the legal requirements, but I guess that you should do so. She will be in a very, very terrible situation, lonely, yeah, in this confined or in this isolation, yeah. And if you cannot, then my dear brother, my dear sister, make sure that she has a mobile phone and she knows how to use it, okay, and speak to her, not just every day. If you can speak to her 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, then do so. Yeah. Apart from this, okay, I don't know what else that can be done. Yeah.
Sheikh, maybe we can add on to this question, and I'll add to it. In relation to this family's current situation, maybe you can advise in terms of things that will benefit the mother in terms of sadaqah jariyah that the children can do for her. The next question, the person asks, we've always been told by our elders to read the whole Quran for the deceased. Is there such a thing, and is there evidence for this? Please explain it.
Yeah. This is a well-known question. See, the scholars have differed over this issue. And let me be specific about it. They differed over recitation of Quran and gifting the reward of your recitation to the deceased. They were not talking about organized meeting or sitting to recite the Quran in a particular way, yes, for the deceased. They were not talking about that. These are two issues. Now, recitation of Quran and gifting the reward of the recitation to the deceased, some scholars say that yes, it does reach the deceased, okay, because they use some general hadith that the actions of human beings can be gifted and can benefit the deceased. And the other scholars said, no, there is no clear evidence that the reward can be gifted to the deceased. Yeah. I believe that there is kind of flexibility. Yeah. This is, I'm talking about you are doing it yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
You can do it. There is no harm in doing that. But what is confirmed that will help the deceased is a lot of dua. So focus on a lot of dua more, yeah, and that inshallah will help the deceased. One more thing I would like to say, that those brothers who already done their Hajj, okay, they can do Hajj on behalf of the deceased, and according to many scholars, that will help the deceased.
Perfect. Jazakallah khair. We have a question here. It says, are there any specific surahs to read after the 5 salawat? So maybe there may be a reference here to reciting particular surah after Isha Salah or other Salah.
Yeah, okay. The sunnah after each Salah, okay, the sunnah after Maghrib and after Fajr, or sorry, after Fajr and after Maghrib, is to read قل هو الله أحد 3 times, قل أعوذ برب الفلق 3 times, قل أعوذ برب الناس 3 times. Some scholars said that this is linked to the Salah. Some scholars said that this is the evening and the night dhikr, or part of the evening and the night dhikr. Okay, so you can read it, there is no harm. After each Salah, it is sunnah to read Ayatul Kursi because of Hadith Abi Umama. And the Prophet ﷺ says in that Hadith that once you read it, nothing stops you from entering Jannah except death. Yeah, so this is Ayatul Kursi. Now, there are some narrations regarding reading certain chapters in the night after Isha. After Isha, it does not mean linked to Isha Salah, but, or rather, it means in the night, such as reading Surah Tabarak. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. Yeah, such as Surah Waqi'ah. There are some reports. Maybe Surah Tabarak, maybe the reports by many scholars can be seen authentic. Some scholars do not believe that those reports are authentic enough to be used as a basis for that. But there is no harm at all if you read Surah Tabarak after Isha. After Isha here means in the evening, yeah, oh sorry, late in the evening or at night. It doesn't mean that it is linked to Isha Salah. These are the surahs and the verses of the Quran that I know of. I don't know of any. Yeah.
Okay. So my dear brothers and sisters, if you do wish to submit a question, then please do go to menti.com. The code is 726842. That's 726842. And you can pose your question there, inshallah, like you can see on your screens. We have a question in relation to, just bear with me 1 second. Is it better in the sight of, Sheikh, there's a question here. Is it better in the sight of Allah to get rid of a riba mortgage or move to a more expensive halal home finance product? And I quote, halal finance product.
Yeah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Definitely to go to a halal product, if it is halal, then this is more rewarding. Yeah. And that is better for you in the sight of Allah Jalla Ala. Okay, definitely this is not questionable, even if it is more expensive. Okay, now to get rid of the mortgage, this needs some explanation. If you have the mortgage, already have the mortgage, and you can clear it in a few years, then the priority is given to clear it in the coming few years. If otherwise, no, get rid of it in order to stop this riba transaction. However, if because the riba transaction has been already, or you have already dealt with, try to sell the house. If you can sell the property and you don't lose much, then you should sell the property, yeah, to get rid of the continuity of riba. If you cannot, then, I mean, if you cannot because you are going to lose a lot, yeah, then just go for the second or the first option, which is to try to get rid of this riba by buying, yeah, or paying the mortgage as quick as you can.
Perfect. Yeah. The next question is, given the current situation, a lot of us are rushing to complete our wills. Can you clarify the Sharia requirements for signing and witnessing of these wills?
Yeah. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is a very good question. Okay, let me just clarify what you can write in your will. Yeah? Okay. Ibn Umar said that the Prophet ﷺ said that any person who had anything to write in his will, then it is not befitting for him to sleep 3 nights without his will written next to his head. Yeah? So Ibn Umar said, as a result of this, I wrote my will and I kept it next to me. Okay? This is one thing. The will is mentioned in the Quran, من بعد وصية, in a few places, من بعد وصية يوصي بها أو دين, or من بعد وصية يوصى بها أو دين. Okay. Now, what do you need to write in your will? You need to write that you are a Muslim, clearly. Yeah? You testify that there is no God but Allah Jalla wa Ala, and Muhammad is his messenger, and you are a Muslim. One thing. Secondly, please listen, brothers, I'm summarizing it for you. Secondly, you need to write that you want your janazah to be processed according to the Islamic law. Write this, which will be enough. If you want more clarification, you can say that I want my body to be washed. If in extreme circumstances my body cannot be washed, then a tayammum to be done, and then I need people to pray janazah on my body. Yeah? And I don't want people to commit bid'at, okay, while they are doing their janazah. Okay? So this is the second thing that you need to write. The third thing that you need to write is your will, your wish that your assets to be distributed to your Islamic legal heirs according to Sharia. This will be enough. No need to say, my wife will get 1/8, my children will get this and that. Yeah? No need, because who knows, you might, your wife might die before you, your children might die before you, you don't know, your parents might die before you, and that will change the setup. Yeah, okay. So write that you want your assets, the remaining assets, to be distributed according to Islamic Sharia. Also, if, and I recommend all of you to bequeath 1/3 of your assets as a sadaqah jariyah for a good project, to put that 1/3 as a waqf for you that will benefit you in your grave. The 2/3 can go to your legal heirs. Okay? Then after that, you need to write or assign someone to be the guardian of your minor children. if you have minor children. Okay, who is going to be that? Obviously, if there is a couple, the children will be looked after by the spouse. But in case of both of you died, who is going to look after your children? You have to state that in your will. Recently, one of our sisters who is doing wills for this organization, mashallah, tabarakallah, legacy, yeah, and she has maybe 15 years plus in writing wills, 15 years plus experience in writing wills. She recommended that the person should have a power of attorney, a power of attorney, in order to assign someone to act on his behalf, yes, if he passed away. There are some financial issues, there are some other issues. They need someone to be to act on your behalf, and better to have two people. Yeah. Okay. The last thing that you need to write in your will is to have like a committee, or I prefer to have 3 people to oversee the execution of your will. Yeah. And maybe another committee to oversee the welfare of your children. So we have the guardian, but we need a committee to be appointed to look after the welfare of the children, and the guardian should not be the only one to make major decisions in their life. They should consult this consortium, or sorry, this committee, yeah, before doing major decisions, or before taking major decisions. Yes, this is what you need to do.
Sheikh, just maybe a point of clarification. Can you also appoint an organization? So say you say, I want my assets divided according to the Sharia. Can you say, I would like the Islamic Council of Europe to oversee this? Can this,
yes,
should this be included in the will?
This will be perfect. Yeah. And you might say, yeah, Jazakallah khair for reminding me. You might say that any discrepancy should be approved by this, it should be approved by Sharia according to this organization, yeah, or according to in the interpretation of this organization, or in case of a dispute, then they should refer to this organization, either the Islamic Council of Europe or any other trustworthy organization, to do that.
Okay, perfect. Sheikh, a brother has asked in relation to wills, if somebody chooses to leave more of their will or to give more to one child over another, whether same gender or different gender, is this allowed or not?
Yeah, this is a very, very important question. I'm really very happy that some people did ask this question. I always talk about this. My dear respected brothers and sisters, yeah, Allah Jalla wa Ala is the one who distributed the assets of the deceased. Yeah, as some scholars said, that Allah Jalla wa Ala did not allow anyone else to distribute the assets of the deceased but himself. He says, يوصيكم الله في أولادكم للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين فإن كن نساء فوق اثنتين فلهن ثلثا ما ترك وإن كانت واحدة فلها النصف ولأبويه لكل واحد منهما السدس مما ترك إن كان له ولد فإن لم يكن له ولد فلأمه الثلث فإن كان له إخوة فلأمه السدس, and so on. And then Allah Jalla wa Ala says, وَلَكُمْ نِصْفُ مَا تَرَكَ أَزْوَاجُكُمْ. So those shares that were given by Allah Jalla wa Ala, assigned by Allah Jalla wa Ala, can we say, Ya Allah, we understand more than you and we are not happy with those distribution or with this distribution, and we would like to redistribute the assets? No. Subhanallah. No, no, no. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, your money after you die, okay, it is not your money. You have control over 1/3 only. Control. It is not your money even, because you have to give it to someone else. Yeah. The 2/3, you do not even have a control over it. Yes. So if you change the share of any of the legal heirs, you have committed a double sin. The first sin is you have interfered in the distribution set by Allah Jalla wa'ala. So you made a major mistake, yeah, by not accepting the distribution of Allah Jalla wa'ala, and you are changing it. Secondly, you are committing dhulm against those who were deprived or their shares diminished because you have given other children or other people their shares. Yeah. So their shares have been taken from them and we are given to someone else. So this is dhulm, big injustice. And it is very unfortunate that this is common within our community. Yeah, within the Muslim community. Yes, there are people from certain background that do this more, but this is dhulm. Yeah, even to your own wife. Many people, they would like their wives to take half of their assets or at least half of the house. And yeah, maybe what they own is the house only. So be careful, my dear respected brothers and sisters. This is not allowed. Changing the distribution of the legal heirs of the will, changing the distribution of the assets, yeah, is not allowed whatsoever. Stick to what Allah Jalla wa Ala has done in the Quran. Yeah.
Thank you, Jazakallah khair. Sheikh, just one point the brother has mentioned in regards to signing and getting your wills witnessed. Islamically, do they need to be signed by 2 witnesses, and how would we overcome that in our situation that we're in now?
Yeah. Okay. See, brothers and sisters, there are 2 sides. Islamically, yeah, Islamically, it is better to be signed by 2. However, if you don't find 2, sign your will, okay, and try to find 2 witnesses to sign. If you don't, just write your will and sign it, okay. It will be, inshallah, valid unless someone disputes it. This is the point, unless someone disputes that or it challenges that. But the most important thing here in this context, in this country, is the legal side, because the legal side or the law of the land will take over the Islamic way. And therefore, you should put attention to the legal side rather than, okay, along with putting attention to the Islamic side. Legally, if there is enough evidence that this will was written by you, then this is binding. So if you write it by your handwriting, okay, and this is well known that this is your handwriting, even if there are no witnesses, it is binding, yes, according to the legal system, and the court will enforce it. Okay, you might have 2 female witnesses, you might have 1 witness, you might have your solicitor affirming it, stamping it, yeah. All of these, inshallah, will be valid. Reconfirm with your solicitor about the validity of such wills. But from an Islamic perspective, the situation is different.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Thank you very much for your time. We ask Allah to
Jazakallah khair,
and your
barakallah
family.
feek. May Allah reward you, barakallah feek.
Jazakallah khair. My dear brothers and sisters, we will allow the Sheikh to make way and spend time with his families while I address you with some final points, inshallah. So my dear brothers and sisters, as you know, we've been talking about our charity partner for the evening. We need you to support them as much as possible, and you can do that through supportmrdf.com. That's www.supportmrdf.com. And brothers and sisters, we have a Marriage Matters workshop, which is for all of those who are married and all of those who are looking to get married. This is a highly recommended course. It's been done over a few weekends, and you can sign up to it. It's going to take place next weekend. So you can have this course. It'll take place next weekend between the 17th and the 20th. If you are interested in this Marriage Matters course by the Islamic Council of Europe, then please go to iceurope.org and you can find all the details there, inshallah. So my dear brothers and sisters, as I mentioned, we have this tomorrow again. We will be meeting with you at 10 o'clock. We have Quran. 10:30 we have another session for the youngsters, and then we have some tafsir, a session from 11 all day to 3:30 with some gaps in between. And then again at 6 o'clock, we have the game show, and we have Omar Isa, we have Dr. Salman, and we have the quiz master, Mr. Riaz. So please do join us for that. That's going to be epic. It's going to be fun. And then at 7:15, we have story time, then by a small break for Maghrib, and we will resume at 8:45 for the lecture and the question and answer session tomorrow. So if you have any questions, please, we'll give you the Menti code tomorrow and you can submit your questions. Please, my dear brothers and sisters, as I've said again, MRDF are our charity sponsor for the evening. We need your support. We need your help. So go to www.supportmrdf.com. Find out more about MRDF and be a part of this movement, this change of creating leaders for tomorrow and invest in your akhirah. With that, my dear brothers, I bid you a farewell and I shall see you very soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.